The Baltics are known worldwide for their invaluable contributions to the world, such as Estonia giving Finnish people the ability to buy beer at a slightly cheaper price, Latvians providing European engineers with the finest roads to draw inspiration from, and Lithuanians single-handedly increasing the EU suicide rate. But unbeknownst to most people out there, the Baltics are also responsible for some of the most important inventions in our modern world. In today's video, we'll be covering the top 10 Baltic inventions. Number 10. The Reuben Sandwich. The Reuben Sandwich is a sandwich made with rye bread, corned beef, sauerkraut dressing and Swiss cheese. According to the ancient texts, the sandwich was first created in Omaha, Nebraska, on the behest of a Lithuanian-born Jewish grocer who resided in the area named Reuben Kulakowski. Reuben would ask for this sandwich during his weekly poker games held at the Blackstone Hotel, with the sandwich later catching on with other patrons and guests. Now I don't know if Reuben was just stupid or if he didn't care, but him asking for a sandwich that contained both meat and cheese seemed highly irresponsible of him as a Jew, as that is not kosher at all. Please comment down below what you think. Was he stupid? Number 9. The Schmidt camera. The Schmidt camera is a type of telescope invented in 1930 by the Estonian optician Bernhard Schmidt. The telescope is specifically designed to offer a wide field of view. Now, Bernhard Schmidt is a rather curious figure. He has a surprisingly long Wikipedia page and seems to be generally well regarded by the astrological community of absolute geeks. During his youth, he was also a curious little mind, but this would prove consequential when he accidentally blew off his hand while experimenting with gun. Wait, this isn't funny. What the fuck? The Schmidt camera is still used by the astrological community to look at the vast void of the universe in as much detail as our puny human brains can understand. Number 8. Minix. Minix is a manufacturer that specializes in miniature cameras. The first Minix camera was invented by the Baltic German Walter Zapp from Riga. The camera was, and still is, extremely popular with secret intelligence services who used the small cameras to covertly take pictures without anyone noticing. You can thank this old Reagan for helping to jumpstart the constant government surveillance that we are living under today. Number 7. The Christmas tree. The first recording of Christmas trees came from Livonia during the Renaissance, with Livonia being the historic name for the region that covers modern-day Latvia and Estonia. Have you ever eagerly unwrapped a gift from your aunt during Christmas Day just to open it and discover that she gave you a pair of used socks that even had holes in them as a prank on you? If that made you so mad that you spent months building connections in the criminal underworld just to be able to order a hit squad on her and teach her ass a lesson, well, the Latvians and Estonians are not to blame for that happening, but you can thank them that you at least had a pre-Christmas tree there to comfort you in that tough situation. Number 6. Skype. In late 2019, the COVID-19 virus was first reported in the Chinese city of Wuhan, and by spring of 2020, most of the world had entered into lockdown as a result of the virus spreading around the world. A consequence of this was that most jobs and professions had to move online if possible. Even though this seems uniquely 2020, the Estonians were actually way ahead in this regard with Skype. Skype was created in 2003 by Priit Kasisalu and the appropriately named Jan Tallinn. The service quickly became the #1 online calling service. Unfortunately, the servers would start to decline. This can be attributed the fact that it was like impossible to close down the app, which caused especially frustrated users to smash their monitors in frustration, with other easier to close competitors taking the lead instead. Number 5. The Euthanasia Coaster. The Euthanasia Coaster was a design for a roller coaster designed in 2010 by the Lithuanian Julijonas Urbonas. The coaster was designed to kill its riders by cerebral hypoxia. The way this would be done was by making the coaster climb 500 meters before rapidly going down and entering a chain of 7 loops which would get progressively smaller. This was to inflict 10 Gs of forces on the passenger for around 60 seconds, which would cause the passenger to first pass out before dying. Of course the thing has never been built, because who the hell would fund that shit? Perhaps if some billionaire goes off the deep end, then they might consider building this just for the fun of it. It is absolutely not surprising, however, that the structure literally built for the sole purpose of killing oneself was designed by a Lithuanian. Number 4. Kazaa. Kazaa was a file-sharing service that was created by the previously mentioned Jan Tallinn. The service saw considerable popularity in the early 2000s as nobody could be bothered to pay for music. Of course, just like its contemporary counterparts such as Napster, the downfall of Kazaa began when a bunch of pissy-wissy multi-billion-dollar music labels decided to sue the shit out of the company for the heinous crime of allowing users to share music, proving that we just can't have nice things. Number 3. I have no idea what to put here. As you probably could have guessed, there are not a lot of inventions worth talking about. The Wikipedia pages for Lithuanian and Latvian inventions don't feature a lot, and for whatever reason, half the page for Estonian inventions just have to do with early 2000s software that were created before the release of Windows Vista. I'm not going to talk about whatever the hell Meldonium or the Vilnius Photometric system is, because I can't be bothered to find out. If I had to put something here at number 3, then it would be the unity of the Baltic nations. Despite being under the rule of Germans, Scandinavians and Russians for over 1,000 years, they have still managed to persevere and come out on top, proving that the only thing uniting Eastern Europe is its collective hatred of Russia. Number 2. Writness. You remember just a moment ago when I said that I have no idea what to put here? Well, Writness is a sport originating in Lithuania in which 2 teams of 7 try to score points by throwing a discus either behind the opponent's line or into their goal, while simultaneously trying to block the discus with a curved wooden bat. The games last for around 40 minutes and it looks kind of fun. There's not really a lot more to say about it. Before we get to our number 1, I would like to give an honorable mention to Smetana. Now, saying that Estonia invented smetana, or sour cream as you might call it, isn't really true, which is why I have it in my honorable mention. But it might as well been invented by them. They use smetana on quite literally everything. It's like a government mandate that you have to eat at least 1 spoonful of it every day. I remember one time I visited an Estonian friend's house and we ate plov. While eating, I was offered to eat it with smetana, which I found quite strange, although it did actually taste quite good, so I can't really complain. Number 1. The Aerowagon. The Aerowagon was an experimental rail car that was invented by the Latvian-born Russian engineer Valerian Abakovsky. Abakovsky's design was interesting to say the least, as his idea to create a high-speed train involved slapping a massive aircraft engine on the back, Looney Tunes style. The rail car could reportedly achieve a top speed of 140 km an hour, which was very impressive at that time. But misfortune struck, however, in 1921 when the rail car derailed on the outskirts of Moscow. Apparently, slapping a big engine on the back wasn't the wisest of ideas, and the crash ended up killing 6 passengers instantly, with a 7th one dying later of injuries, with Abakovsky included in the dead. Abakovsky and his wacky invention was, however, not forgotten, as his legacy would continue on through this random memorial in Russia and some small town in Ukraine named after him. In 2012, the Finnish game developer Rovio Entertainment would commemorate Abakovsky and his Aerowagon for the hit 2012 video game Bad Piggies, where the player can build a vehicle resembling the Aerowagon. Another reason why this invention deserves the top spot is even though the Aerowagon crashed and Abakovsky died, he managed to take with him another Russian and an Englishman with him to the grave, making him a national hero in Latvia. So that wraps up the top 10 Baltic inventions. Please tell me what you think about it in the comments, and if I should have included other inventions. Feel free to like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell. Anyways, smell you later.